ATI TEAS 7 Reading Craft and Structure, Understanding Word Meaning, Author's Purpose, and Text Structure. Introduction to Craft and Structure. Welcome to ATI TEAS 7 Reading Preparation. Here we'll explore craft and structure, the sophisticated skills of analyzing how authors present their ideas. What is craft and structure? Focuses on how an author presents information rather than just what they say. Involves analyzing word choice, tone, organization, and underlying purpose. Examines the techniques authors use to communicate effectively with readers. Why this module is essential for TEAS success. The TEAS reading exam tests how well you analyze and interpret an author's style and approach. These skills help you understand the intent behind medical literature and patient information. Critical for developing the analytical thinking required in healthcare settings. Demonstrates your ability to think beyond surface-level comprehension. Understanding word meaning in context. Context is your most powerful tool for understanding unfamiliar vocabulary. What this skill involves. Determining the meaning of unknown words using surrounding text and clues. Essential for understanding medical terminology and technical language. Allows you to comprehend passages even when encountering new vocabulary. Your complete toolkit for word meaning. Context clues from surrounding sentences and paragraphs. Word parts including prefixes, suffixes, and root words. Synonyms and antonyms that appear in nearby text. Examples and definitions provided by the author. Real-world application. Sentence: the doctor recommended a diet rich in antioxidants, which prevent cellular damage and promote healing. Context analysis: the phrase prevent cellular damage and promote healing tells us antioxidants are beneficial substances. Types of context clues. Let's explore the 4 main types of context clues you'll encounter on the TEAS. Definition clues. The sentence directly defines or explains the unfamiliar word. Example: a pediatrician, or a doctor who specializes in treating children's health conditions, examined the infant. Synonym clues. A word with similar meaning appears in the same sentence or nearby. Example: the patient was lethargic, or extremely tired and lacking energy, after the lengthy procedure. Antonym clues. A contrasting word helps define the meaning through opposition. Example: unlike his outgoing and sociable brother, Jake is introverted and prefers quiet, solitary activities. Example clues. The sentence provides specific instances to illustrate the word's meaning. Example: citrus fruits, such as oranges, lemons, and grapefruits, are excellent sources of vitamin C and other nutrients. Recognizing connotation and denotation. Understanding the difference between literal and implied meanings is crucial for advanced reading. Denotation defined. The literal, dictionary definition of a word. Objective and factual meaning that doesn't change. What the word actually means in its most basic sense. Connotation explained. The emotional, cultural, or personal associations attached to a word. Subjective feelings or impressions the word creates. How the word makes readers feel or what it suggests beyond its literal meaning. Powerful example. House, denotation a building structure where people live. Home, connotation a place of warmth, comfort, safety, belonging, and emotional connection. Both words refer to the same physical structure, but home carries rich emotional associations. Identifying author's purpose. Every author has a reason for writing. Understanding this purpose guides your comprehension. The 3 primary purposes. To inform. Provide facts, explain processes, or teach readers something new. Uses objective language and presents evidence-based information. Example: a medical journal article explaining new treatment protocols. To persuade. Convince readers of a particular opinion, viewpoint, or course of action. Uses logical arguments, emotional appeals, and compelling evidence. Example: an editorial advocating for healthcare policy changes. To entertain. Engage readers through storytelling, humor, or compelling narratives. Uses creative language and engaging scenarios. Example, a memoir about a nurse's inspiring experiences. Recognizing author's tone. Tone reveals the author's attitude and helps you understand their perspective. What is author's tone? The author's attitude toward their subject matter. Revealed through specific word choices and writing style. Influences how readers perceive and interpret the message. Common tone categories. Positive tones. Encouraging, optimistic, enthusiastic, supportive, hopeful. Neutral tones. Informative, objective, straightforward, clinical, factual. Negative tones. Critical, frustrated, concerned, skeptical, disapproving. Tone comparison example. Neutral, a balanced diet should include fruits and vegetables. Persuasive, you absolutely must eat more fruits and vegetables to avoid serious health complications. Understanding text structure overview. Text structure is the architectural blueprint of how authors organize information. What text structure encompasses? How an author arranges information in a logical, coherent pattern. The organizational framework that holds ideas together. Helps readers follow the author's reasoning and understand relationships between concepts. 5 essential text structures. Cause and effect explains reasons and their resulting outcomes. Compare and contrast highlights similarities and differences between topics. Problem and solution identifies challenges and proposes ways to address them. Chronological/sequential describes events in time order or step-by-step processes. Descriptive uses detailed sensory information to paint clear pictures. Cause and effect text structure. This structure shows how events and actions connect to produce outcomes. How cause and effect works. Shows how one event leads directly to another event. Explains relationships between actions and their consequences. Extremely common in medical and scientific writing. Essential for understanding patient care protocols. Signal words to recognize. Because, therefore, as a result, due to, consequently, leads to, causes, results in. Healthcare application example. Cause, consistent medication noncompliance among patients. Effect, increased hospital readmission rates and worsening health outcomes. Signal phrase usage, due to medication noncompliance, hospital readmission rates have increased significantly. Compare and contrast text structure. This structure helps readers understand relationships between different concepts or options. Purpose and function. Explains similarities and differences between two or more topics. Helps readers understand relationships between concepts. Common when discussing treatment options, medical conditions, or healthcare approaches. Signal words for similarities. Similarly, likewise, both, also, in the same way, equally, comparable. Signal words for differences. However, in contrast, unlike, whereas, on the other hand, but, different. Healthcare example. Comparison. Both registered nurses and licensed practical nurses provide direct patient care and must complete accredited programs. Contrast, however, registered nurses require bachelor's degrees and can perform more advanced procedures, while LPNs complete shorter certificate programs. Problem and solution text structure. This structure identifies challenges and presents ways to address them. How problem and solution functions. Clearly identifies an issue, challenge, or difficulty. Offers one or more solutions to address the identified problem. Extremely common in healthcare policy discussions and treatment planning. Essential for understanding medical decision-making processes. Signal words to watch for. Problem, solution, fix, resolve, issue, address, overcome, remedy, answer. Healthcare application. Problem identification. Many patients fail to take prescribed medications consistently, leading to poor health outcomes. Solution presentation. Healthcare providers now implement medication adherence programs, including patient education sessions, reminder systems, and regular follow-up calls to improve compliance rates. Chronological and sequential text structure. These related structures organize information by time or steps. Chronological structure presents events in the order they occurred over time. Shows historical development or timeline of events. Example, in 1928, Alexander Fleming discovered penicillin. By the 1940s, it became widely available. Today, antibiotics save millions of lives annually. Sequential structure presents steps in a process or procedure. Shows how to complete tasks in proper order. Example, first, wash your hands thoroughly with soap. Next, put on sterile gloves. Then, prepare the injection site. Finally, administer the medication. Common signal words. First, next, then, before, after, finally, meanwhile, during, subsequently. Descriptive text structure. Descriptive structure uses specific details to create clear, vivid understanding. Purpose and characteristics. Uses specific details to help readers visualize or understand complex concepts. Appeals to the senses and creates mental images. Helps readers grasp abstract or unfamiliar ideas through concrete details. Common in medical case studies and patient care scenarios. Signal words for description, such as, for example, including, features, characteristics, appears, looks like, seems. Healthcare application example. The hospital emergency department was a bustling environment featuring bright fluorescent lighting, the constant sound of monitoring equipment, the antiseptic smell of medical-grade cleaners, and the organized chaos of healthcare professionals responding to urgent patient needs. Analyzing point of view. Point of view determines the relationship between author and reader. What point of view encompasses? The perspective from which a passage is written. Determines how information is presented and received. Affects the level of objectivity or personal involvement. 3 main perspectives. First person, I, we, my, our. Personal experiences and direct involvement. Example, I felt nervous and excited before taking my nursing board examination. Second person, you, your. Direct instructions or advice given to the reader. Example, you should study consistently and practice with sample questions for the TEAS exam. Third person, he, she, they, it. Objective reporting or narrative about others. Example, the nursing students prepared thoroughly for their comprehensive examination. Understanding persuasive techniques. Authors use specific strategies to convince readers of their viewpoints. The 3 classical appeals. Logical appeals, logos. Uses facts, statistics, research findings, and logical reasoning. Provides concrete evidence to support arguments. Example, clinical research demonstrates that 90% of patients show significant improvement with early intervention protocols. Emotional appeals, pathos. Triggers feelings, emotions, and personal values to motivate action. Creates emotional connections between readers and the topic. Example, without adequate healthcare access, countless families continue to suffer needlessly from preventable medical conditions. Ethical appeals, ethos. Establishes credibility, authority, and trustworthiness. Shows why the author or source should be believed. Example, as a practicing physician with 20 years of emergency medicine experience, I can personally attest to the life-saving benefits of these protocols. TEAS success strategies for craft and structure. Let's consolidate your learning with proven strategies for test success. Pre-reading preparation. Identify important keywords in each question before reading the passage. Understand what specific skill is being tested. Prepare your mind to analyze how information is presented. During reading, focus. Pay attention to author's purpose and tone throughout the passage. Determine how the text is organized and structured. Use context clues systematically for any unfamiliar words. Look for signal words that indicate specific text structures. Answer selection strategy. Focus on how the author presents information, not just what they say. Consider why the author chose specific words or organizational patterns. Base your answers strictly on evidence found within the passage. Eliminate choices that don't match the author's demonstrated approach. You now possess the analytical skills to understand how authors present their ideas, recognize organizational patterns, and interpret word meanings in context. These sophisticated reading skills are crucial for the TEAS reading section and will serve you exceptionally well throughout your healthcare education. You're developing the same critical thinking abilities that healthcare professionals use daily when evaluating medical literature, understanding complex protocols, and communicating with patients and colleagues. These skills go far beyond test preparation. They're building the foundation for your successful healthcare career. Keep practicing these analytical techniques with various types of texts. Trust in your growing expertise and approach each passage with confidence in your ability to understand not just what authors say, but how and why they say it. You're making excellent progress toward TEAS success.